Heika, I'm Svetlana Berdi, and this is Ula Rybnik, the doctor for the soul. I call her like this. And I first time met with you when I felt that I want and I need to talk to you. And the second time now when I invited you here when I experienced several times sessions with you, and now I know why I want it. And how can you call yourself?
So the name I'm calling myself lately is a quantum healer. It's something new. It's still something that it's not entirely embodied. I don't feel totally aligned with it yet, but it's growing. And as my allowance grows, so is the opportunities, so is the abilities that I have, the energy that is flowing through me. So I think it's a good time to allow it to like fully become me, a quantum healer. And this is the name, and I actually like it, and it sounds good.
Yeah, I like it too.
It sounds good when I say it aloud. So yeah, that's good.
Let's name you like this.
Yeah, so I'm a quantum healer. I change and I help people to grow, to heal parts of themselves or parts that were never theirs through quantum field. That's the work.
Mm-hmm. My first and very in me deep this question about psychologists now and the sphere that they work and the way I think from my side it's the old way.
It's actually a really new way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we think that psychology and this kind of work is something really old and it was for always. It's not. Freud and Jung, it's not an old knowledge. It's something actually new. Shamans, medicine people, they were much earlier than psychology. That's the tradition. That's the old way.
Okay, so then if it is so new, does it work?
For some people, for sure. Some people really need it. Some people really need a confirmation for the mind. There is also a lot of books around it, right? A lot of knowledge everywhere, and a lot of schools and people doing the work. Many people believe it, so there is also the placebo effect. If you believe something is working, it will work. And for many, many people that are more into the mind, and most of people are shaped like that right now, this is the only way that they can allow something to go, something to help them, right? Many people will go to a psychotherapy faster than they will go for a shamanic healing.
I believe.
Yeah.
That psychologist and this therapy way, this is really slow way to work with myself, for example, and that's why I've used this way too, but it was long time ago. Then I understood that it doesn't help me anymore.
Yeah. Like from my experience, I know people, and I had some clients, and I will have probably more, that were going to a therapy for years and it didn't change much. It allowed them, for example, to get out of a really, really bad state, like a really deep depressed state. But it took months or years. And it included chemi, so the pills of different sorts.
Okay.
And sometimes I believe it's really needed. But on the other hand, it takes a lot of time. The thing is, and this is how I work with clients, this is something that is coming from Hermetics, for example, knowledge, or Rosicrucians and Tantric, but also the like more present. Knowledge. That it's the thing that it's actually shaping you and shaping your reality, the things, the thoughts you have, the behaviors you have. It's your personality. So if you believe something is part of your personality, like people come and they say, oh, this is me, I do this always. Or I always, for example, I always start things and I never finish them. Or I always meet this type of man. Or I always do this and that way because of blah, 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 blah. This is a story they tell about themselves. This is a story that shapes their personality. And if they go for a psychotherapy, this is the story they are working on. So they are talking all the time about this story. Why did this happen? When it started? How did it enroll in your life? What is it making for you right now? Blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of talking. And words are really powerful. And energy that we give to the event is also really powerful. So instead of erasing that part of ourselves, we are enforcing it even further. So if someone is going for a therapy and week after week they are saying that my mother was so bad because of that, blah, blah, they are just like making it larger, actually, instead of healing that part of themselves. And I'm not saying that we should say, no, the mother was perfect, she abused you, but she was so great. Like, no. But the thing is, and this is something I think psychology doesn't touch, that the mother that you had 30 years ago is dead already. She's not the same person now. That's someone totally different. Different words, different thoughts, different body. It's a really different person 30 years later.
Of course.
And you still are living the same experience that you had.
You are the different person.
Yeah. But you're keeping, like, allowing those thoughts come in all the time and thinking about them, talking about them. And you were just leaving this little part of your life when you were, for example, 10, week after week, again and again. So you're not allowing this small part of your personality to actually grow up.
Yes, you're stuck, stuck
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. And then people come to me and they say, I feel blocked. That's why. Because there is a part of you that is still 10 years old. And then you're not reacting, like when something happens in your life, this part of you like rise up and you're not reacting as a grown up, you're reacting as a 10 years old. So when your partner, for example, says something that it's touching you, it touches this 10 years old part and it's reacting. And then, like, you have an argument and 2 days later you're like, oh my God, why did I say that? Right? And that's the reason. And when you're in a psychotherapy, like coming back to the question, this is what you do. You actually embody more and more this part of you that was hurt because you talk about it.
Instead of healing.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, okay, like this happened. That's true. So what?
And you can't change it.
Yeah. I can't change what happened, but I can change what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's the healing. And energy work really helps with that. But it's also kind of a mindset. I think you can sense it right now even, right? Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I was that, but now I'm me. And now I can decide what I want and how I react. Maybe it will be hard at the beginning, so the energy work helps. The field, the changing with the field helps. But the thing is, like, I really enjoy the moment when I see in someone that their features change. It's like when I talk with someone and they speak about it, and I can see this, like, oh, okay, I can see the baby there. I can see the baby or the teenager when someone talks. And then we work, and after the session, I ask for a question, for example, like something that would touch the pain. And the teenager is gone. It's grown. It's like, and it takes an hour and a half.
Yes, and you don't need to spend 10 years, 3 years doing nothing.
Yeah, week after week talking about how awful person your mother is. Like, really?
So yes, I felt the same. I think that I stuck in the mud. So it's like the mud and you are there, or darkness, I can say, and nothing. So then I started to search another ways, and of course I've experienced lots of different, and I found you. That's the way too. Another question about the body, because now you know that my the life shows me that I need to keep in touch with my body, and what is body for us on this earth, and about the blocks which we have in our body, what do they show us?
Yeah, that's really a big question.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I think I'm here now.
Okay, so the first thing is like for many people, and it's funny because I was thinking about it in the car coming here, that for most of us, the body is who we are, right? This is like also because of the senses. Like I have a body, I can see it, I can feel it with, I can feel with it. I have the senses, and so it's like part of my brain, or a huge part of my brain, is like sure that it's all that exists, right? The body, this experience here. But on the other hand, when we start working on ourselves, when we start meditating, when we contemplate our life, when we go for walks, even in the forest, when you have like meetings with animals, spend time with animals or with little children, and the part of us that it's really not the body, the soul, the energy, like rises up. You can sense it, that the body is just a part, it's just a vehicle, actually. It's something, and this is something that it's present in many teachings, that the body is only on the earth, and only on the earth we can experience with senses, with the five senses. And this is the reason why earth is so different than other places, because actually we have body as a soul, and we can experience stuff. Here I can say a little bit more, but just like a short digression. Because the question, why are we here, and why our soul is here, and what is the purpose of my soul here on this planet, this is something that I hear really a lot. And in my belief is that the soul wants to experience things, experience emotions, experience senses, true senses, experience like different parts of itself in different bodies. And this is all the soul wants. It doesn't care about what you do through your day, really. It wants to experience different things. And if you have a block, if you have like resistance towards something, it will experience it somewhere else, in a different lifetime, in a different time line, in a different body. It's not a problem for the soul because it's much bigger than the body itself. It embodies many bodies at the same time, and we in different times as well, which is like, it's a different topic and it's a big one.
And I love it.
I love it too. But the thing is that it's really interesting, because if you skip timelines, you can change them. And sometimes I see that, but sometimes also clients come to me after some sessions, and they, like, for example, I had a conversation with a girl after like few months after the sessions, and she told me like, Ula, I came back to my house after our session, and as I was driving to my house, I saw a house of my neighbors that was not there in the morning, and now it's there. And she told me like, I thought I'm crazy, because I remember I was talking with them about their cat missing, like in the summer, but at the same time, the house was not there in the morning. Like, and for me, that's the changing of the life timelines, because she switched to a different timeline. So she has some of the memories of the previous one, and now she's on a different path. She's in a different place, and her future is different because she changed something really big during the sessions, during the work she did. But the blocks, because this is also really something that I find in many teachings. Not only like the ones we have right now about the somatics and stuff like this. This is something really old, and I found it in many books about the Kundalini, for example, which are like thousands years old, because they are made from scripts, from teachings of the teachers that were here like before the Jesus. So, and there is info about the blockages. I will start from the tantric sort of perspective or the Hindu perspective. And that we have nadis and meridians in the body. So ways or pathways of the energy that's going through the body. There are smaller ones, bigger ones, with the Shushumna as the main channel in the spine. And when we have a blockage, the nadi is blocked. So the energy is not allowed to flow through it. And it happens many times because of thought, event, trauma. It doesn't have to be a really big one. But on the other hand, something that it's big for one person, it doesn't have to be big for the other. And something that it's really small for one will be really big and traumatic for someone else. Especially for kids, right? If you say to your 3-year-old, go to your room, I don't like you now, it can be really traumatic, right? And we don't think about those things many times. And it can be something that will be stuck in the body. And we all have plenty of those. Especially if we have a sitting work and we don't move much, the energy doesn't have way to move around. So it keeps being stuck. Many times for me, if I start to a big workout routine and I really go deep into it, some emotions come up because they are in the body. Sometimes it comes with thoughts, sometimes it comes with like a memory of something. And sometimes it's just an emotion that wants to go through the body. And if you allow it to go, the blockage is released. Or it doesn't create a blockage because you allowed the energy to flow through. You don't have to really know why. It's just an energy. This is the thing. Many times the emotion is like the energy in motion, right? And if we don't let it have the motion, if we don't let it to go through, if we don't move, it will be stuck. And then that's how the block is created. And when it's created on like one of the main meridians, the energy is not going there, or the flow of energy through the body is smaller than it should be. So you feel tired. You wake up tired. You don't have energy to do stuff you really want. You start something and you don't do it, and you ask yourself why. That's why, because the energy is blocked. It's not going anywhere. That's also a big topic.
I found like topics like this.
So the thing is, like, and then people get depressed. What does it mean? You're pressing yourself. The energy is pressed. It's not moving because it's depressed. And people are depressed.
And the way to release these blocks and move more.
Move more, for sure. Breathe more. Breathing is really important. It's really simple. It doesn't need any pills. Yeah. It's not in any commercials.
Ways, they are free.
Yeah, and they really work. And part of my mind is also like, oh my God, really, you will breathe for 15 minutes and it will save your life. Like, really? But it does. Especially if you do it like day after day, week after week. It doesn't have to be long. And this is really such a simple tool. If you get angry, just breathe it out. Because you don't want to talk with someone you love being angry. You want to be present with them. You want to see them as they are, not through your anger. So just like breathe it out. It's really simple. And then come back to the conversation. being with the person you love and being yourself, not the anger, not the 10-year-old. Like, yeah, it's really simple and it really changes a lot in life. Of course, we are not perfect, and I don't do that every time as well. But when you practice, it gets easier and easier, and just like that. And also, one of the things is that I believe in our society right now, the emotional person, if you really show emotions, it's not being seen really good. It's not something you want to show. Also, because you show your vulnerable side of you, so you can get easier attacked. So that's why we are wearing masks.
Yes.
That we are not showing our emotions so much.
It's easier.
Yeah, it's easier, but it holds them down. So it's good to find place where it's like your safe spot to allow them to move. It can be with someone you trust, you love, or it can be with yourself only, right? Your safe space when you can just shake it off, breathe it out, like scream it out sometimes. Go to the forest and just move. Like, you don't have to really go into a somatic practice. Intuitive dance is really good also, but like doing it on your own with the music you feel that it's for you right now, and just allowing the body to move as it wants to move, just like that. And it like, our bodies are so smart. They're so smart. They really know what to do. And it's also coming to the like sicknesses, aches and stuff like that, right? And the total biology, which is like base for me. Like, our bodies really show us what's wrong, and once they will show you like in small way, then it will be bigger, then finally it will be something really big. If you don't listen,
And you don't notice. Now, when I have the exercises for my knee, I need to do the movements which are not visible. So for me, the person who was running all the life, you need to do the exercises like doing nothing. What? First, it's impossible. How? It's possible. Like move, but not move. So you need to be present. So that's the thing which I am learning now, to be present and to feel my body and be in the body. And what about medicine? So when the body shows you that something is wrong, and my belief, and I reckon that medicine, that's good and like we need it. But the first thing for me is to talk to your body, to your soul, what is happening, what should I do, what is wrong, what haven't I done. And of course, then the medicine and doctors and blah, blah, blah. What do you think about it?
for sure, if I would break my leg, I would go to a doctor.
Yeah, that's normal.
Because that's something big that happened and it really needs someone. On the other hand, when we work with our body, when we talk with it, when we regain its trust, it changes our relationship. Because many times we push ourselves to the limits and we allow others to push us. Since like childhood, right? You have to sit straight. You have to sit here for 45 minutes, even if you really don't want to, and your body is screaming, right? With pain, with
You have no choice.
You have to sit here. Yes. That's the deal, or you're not a good person. Yeah, and like since a little child we have that, right? Then we have to do this and do that and blah blah blah. You have to like look certain way, dress certain way, even if you don't feel like it. Even if your body is saying, I don't want to like get up today, or I don't want to do this, I want to do something really different. We don't look at that. Many times also we use it like as this is something certain. We don't spend time with our body. We don't have a connection with it. And like sooner or later, it just loses trust. Also because we say, for example, okay, like now since Monday, I will quit sugar for always. And you don't do that. And your body is, I don't trust you. You say stuff and then you don't do it. So why should I trust you? And then the body starts to get control over you because it has its powers to do that. It will create hormones to make your brain think certain thoughts and make you act a certain way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This is something, for example, Dispenza talks about, but not only him. And there is a book, really good book about how the brain works, and I can send you the title later on. Florence, doesn't matter. I will send you the title later on so you can link it. That we are not, the connection between body and emotion, it's not that simple as we think. That you have an emotion, you have a thought, and then you impressed it on the body. It can also work the other way. So the body, which should be your, I don't want to say a dog, but the animal, right? The body is the animalistic part of you. The animal should be tamed or controlled in a way. It should be taken care of, but like an animal. And we allow it to go like wild because it loses trust. It starts to bite you. It doesn't act in the ways you would like it to act. It acts in a way from defense mechanisms, for example. So it creates the hormones to make you act a certain way. For example, if you're used to have a lot of stress in your life, many times you're in a panic mode, for example, like people have that, right? And it's gathering through years. And their body is used to have a lot of cortisol and adrenaline. So it has a lot of receptors for those hormones. And if suddenly you stop giving it to that body is acting like a little addict. And it wants them because it's used to that, right? It's used to have a lot of stress. And I can see that a lot of times in relationship situations when girls come to me, like clients come to me and they are like, I have this new boyfriend, like they are, for example, after divorce, so like 35, 40, 45 years old. I have this new partner, new boyfriend, new romance, whatever it is, and it's boring. I think I'm going to lose him, like leave him, because it's boring. And it's not boring. There is just no stress there. And the body is creating hormones and creating thoughts to make you act in a way that will be dangerous to this new relationship, so you can actually get some cortisol and some adrenaline, because then she will go and create a reason for fight out of nowhere, just like. And so many times, yeah.
I know.
So yeah, and many times you have to just catch yourself doing that. Yeah, and I have a couple of clients that left their something new that could be really good for them just because it was boring. And they said like there is no tension, because the tension was the adrenaline, because you never knew what he's going to do. like yeah. And sometimes it's really okay, from one side it's funny, from the other side it's sad, right? Because this could be something really nice for the girl and for the guy as well. But then the brain and the body is doing something else. So maybe next time, maybe next person. Yeah, so the body is really a powerful creature. And the thing is that when we like get the trust back with being more present with it, listening to it, talking with it, and keeping the promises that we make. Yeah, because if you say, I will take care of you, do it. Then you get the trust back and the body softens. This is also something big, because I work when I work online, but I also work offline with people. So I work with the body, and many times women especially have really tense bodies. It's like they are wearing a shield, and that's like a sign, a huge sign that the body doesn't have any trust. It's in defense all the time. And when she starts to get back the trust, it takes time, it takes softness, it takes presence with the body, actually, right? With the way you talk to yourself. But then the body softens. And then, like, you can hear, yeah, I'm more elastic, I can do more stuff. Now I'm going to yoga and I can do more things there because my body suddenly changed, like on its own. It's not on its own, it's because it got some more trust. So it's allowed also to do more stuff. It's really, like, for me, it's fascinating that what we do with our brains and energy also affects the body really fast in big ways. Big ways. It also changes the looks. You look really different. You're shining. That's really nice.
Due to your help.
Yeah.
Too, not only,
Yeah.
that sometimes it's not only the person, but the other
You did a lot of work.
next to. But what did I wanted to say? The words then you use when you change in this attitude to the body, you change and your words are changing the same way because I've noticed it in me that I've started to use completely different words. They were around me, but not in me, and they were somewhere near, but I didn't use them before. And now I use completely different words to myself, to my body, and they are really nice and soft.
Yeah. This is also the thing that when you change your personality, you change your words. You talk differently. You move differently. You act in different ways. You think in different ways. Yeah, so everything changes. And words are one of the signals, one of the first signals.
I've started to notice that.
Yeah.
Before they were just passing through.
Yeah. And you allow more, right? Allow more of your true self. This is the thing. That there is no resistance towards that part.
So, and about the parts of us which are from the previous lives. So we are keeping that in the body, in our minds, or I don't know where, in which parts of us, but we have these knowledges, this like energy information from our previous lives, and sometimes we don't use them. We maybe some people they don't know, they don't believe in that. Yes, but for those who believe, we can use these knowledges. And how and where do we have these knowledges inside of us?
Okay, so another big question. Well, as it comes to the body, I believe the most of the information we carry is coming from the ancestors, from our family with the genes. So that is what's embodied in the body, in the body itself. I would say the information, the knowledge that is from our past lives, it's more in the energy field. It's present around. This is something the soul carries, not that much the body. But of course, as the soul embodies the body, you get the access to those informations. And this is also something regarding the blockages, the trauma stuff. Because if something is happening in our life, especially if it's one event that is big and traumatic, from my knowledge, from I've seen in shamanic works and some shamanic teachings, the blockages is actually part of the body that is escaping. Like there is part of you that this traumatic event is too much for this part. So in order to survive, in order to stay light, I would say, and pure, it has to go somewhere else. So it splits from the body, splits out from the soul.
Mm-hmm.
The soul divides itself. It can do it, right? Because it did it as a source already. So this is something the soul does in a natural way. And if there is that big traumatic event, something sudden, like a car accident, for example, like you being hit by someone,
Mm-hmm.
like someone saying something really nasty that you were not expecting, like many different things, right? Rapes, stuff. Part of the soul is splitting and it's just like escaping somewhere. So one of the work modalities, one of types of the work is actually telling the soul, okay, it's safe now to come back. And it's again about the trust and about the softness.
Mm-hmm.
Because then if we get to this travel during the session, some people, for example, see like 12 years old themselves or 2 years old or something like that. And this part needs to be hugged, needs to be seen, and sort of being told that it's okay, now it's safe to come back. I'm a grown up. I can take care of you. We are not going into that situation again. So the soul grows this way and you embody more of the information, but it's not about the past lives. Sorry.
But yes, but it's about
It's about the soul journey, I would
that
say.
yes, but we can use the information. So it's
Yeah.
in our soul. So it's in our energies.
Yeah.
We can get somewhere, somehow there, and use it.
The thing is that we are already here. We don't have to go anywhere. That's the thing. This is something that is coming really strongly lately for me. That we have all those different healing modalities, different teachers, different teachings, different books and stuff, and all the info on the Instagram and Facebooks and stuff, and social medias are filled with it. That you have to heal yourself. You have to go and search for something somewhere. You have to do something to get there, wherever the there is.
Mm-hmm.
There is no there. There's only you. You were always complete. You were always total. And you're already here. And just use it. That's the thing. You can go into meditation, go for a walk, go, I don't know, wash dishes. Some people meditate during doing dishes. Make some space for your soul in your life when you're quiet. You don't have anything, anyone, anything talking to you. And just allow the soul to talk. Yeah, and just leave it like a small space in your day without the noise. And it's there. Ask it questions. It will answer. Ask it. Just ask it like, what is the most important previous life I had for me right now? Show me. Tell me. Bring me information from that life. Like, what did I learn in this past life that it's really important for me right now? Show me. And it will. Just leave it some space. It really works this way. It's really, really simple. Like most of the time we don't leave place for the soul to come to talk. We are looking for solutions elsewhere. And the thing is, you are already here. Whole.
And you don't need to run anywhere.
No, you don't have to search somewhere. This is also, a really important part because if you go for a guru, if you go for a teacher, and some of them, they are acting like they know everything, right? And they don't know everything about you. Your path, your way, your unique light can be really different than someone else's. And we are taught, we are being molded since childhood, right? And that's why we are looking for that, I think. And some of the people are doing that, right? And some people really need it, and really need someone to tell them how to behave, what to do. But on the other hand, the teacher will teach you only the things he knows. And maybe he doesn't know what you need. You do. Your past lives know. Your soul knows.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are running out of time, but what the last but not the least question? What is the difference between love and addiction?
Oh my gosh. I would say it's in the hormones. That's the thing. Because if you really truly love, there is no adrenaline there. It's really different. It's a really different thing. It's not even a feeling, I would say. Not an emotion for sure. That's the thing. It's not emotion. It's always present. It's always there. Doesn't matter what the person does. And you can love many people and many things, many objects, many stuff. I don't know, clouds, the sky, the grass, everything. Yeah. You can love it. Just, it's pure. It's really different. It doesn't make you shrink in the body. That's the thing, I think.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah. It doesn't make you, it softens, right? Even when you talk and you think about it, it softens you. And you can have that for a person. And when the addiction comes, or the control, need of control, because that's also there is also a limerence. It's like an obsession about someone or something. That's not love. That's control. And it comes from, many times I believe, it comes from not feeling worthy. So you need to feel chosen by someone, not feeling safe. And this person should make you feel safe. So it's looking for something outside of you again, instead of looking inside of what you really feel about someone. What I see in addiction, it's an adrenaline driven. That's one of the things, or dopamine driven. So you get a spike of dopamine when you see someone, and then it drops, and you want it again, and that creates the addiction. It's not like a slow one flow, that it's soft. It's something that it's picking up and down, up and down. And this is something we are also used to by the social media, for example, and stuff like that. Right? Yeah. And we all like dopamine. Our brains are made for it. But it's really good to have that in your mind, that if someone makes you feel really good when you see them, and then you feel really bad when you don't see them, then maybe it's not love. Maybe it's something really different. Not that healthy, not that good.
I need to ask this question about this, what is happening now. I mean, this new era, what is coming. I suppose this is the change in, to the soft stuff. No, I see it like this era of maybe not so fast, 1 minute, yes, but it's happening like the women softness is coming.
You know, this is really interesting topic. It's really, really interesting. And this is something I was talking about on my group session this week. Because the feminine ways are expanding. That is something I'm sure of. Like, the feminine power is looking for its place in our reality, because many, many years we've been a patriarchal world, actually. Not only our society here, but also the world on its entire surface. Yeah. I was driven by men mostly. Power, control. So also a woman can embody those features, right? It doesn't have to be a man who's doing it. It can be a woman just in this energy. The thing is that female, the woman energy, it's not only softness. And this is something that it's not easy for guys, I would say. Many teachers, as I experienced in many workshops and it's in many books, I can give you one name in a moment, but there is a lot of talking about the woman should be soft, should be allowing, should be flowing, should not really have her own visions, her own goals. She should be taken back and leave the place for the man, and you should follow a man in your life, or many of them, whatever. And the woman should be soft and stay in her feminine. The thing is, and you can see the goddesses in the Hindu religion, for example, they are not soft. There is maybe one, Shakti, maybe some others. But Kali is not soft. Bhavadi is not soft. There is also, in Egypt, you can see that as well. Sekhmet, it's not a soft goddess. Those are goddesses of rage, of huge rage. And I think this is the thing we can see now in the world. We can experience that. A female embodied rage about what's happening, what was happening, how women were treated, how kids were treated, how men as well were treated by the power, but the people that had power. You can see that. I don't know if you've been watching info about the Epstein files. This is something that's really big right now. And maybe it's not that noticeable in Poland, but it's really big in some places. And one of the teachers I've been talking about, it's Deepak Chopra. It's a man who's talking about enlightened, divine feminine for years now, and how women should behave, how we should be soft, enlightened, like this divine, eternal thingy. And he's being mentioned in the files over 3,000 times, saying things like, find me a small Israeli girl. That's a spiritual teacher. Yeah. And that's why for some men, having a woman like that, only in her softness and allowing her only to be that, it's really comfortable. And I've met many girls on different retreats as well. When it's really confusing, because we hear that from so many places that we should be like that. We should be in the softness. We should be in this divine thing. But the divine is also the anger when it's in place. It's also having goals. It's also fire within. It's all the elements: earth, fire, water, and what else?
Air.
Air, yeah, all of them, and the akasha. It's like you don't have to, you can be all of them if you want, not only the flowy, watery stuff. And I think that's the new era. I think that's what's coming, and that's what's shaking the earth really hugely right now, actually. And probably, I hope, more and more people will talk about it, that being a woman doesn't mean you have to be this soft only. There are places where you can be like that, of course. But there are also places when someone says something or does something to you, and you should not regulate your system. You should talk back. Like that's the thing. And allow yourself to be angry if it's reasonable. If someone tries to hurt you, you should not regulate your nervous system. That's not the way. It's like another way of oppression. Like, you should behave. You should be this good girl. No, you should not. You should allow the fire to go through you. Get your life back. That's the thing. And I think that's the way, and I hope that's the way that life on this planet is going to. Like, allowing the wholeness in us to show, not only one part that it's comfortable for someone.
And we will finish on this wholeness. I hope that wholeness will be present everywhere in us and in general. And I'm grateful that you came.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation.
I think we will meet again and again.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.